Hey everybody, Chris from Killer Arcade Games here. I haven't done a Gameplay Mondays in probably a week. No, probably like 2 or 3 weeks. Maybe this whole year. I don't remember. But there's a reason for that. I got COVID, and I know where I got COVID, and I'm going to get into that story a little bit later on this video here. But yeah, so basically I haven't done hardly anything, and I missed a couple Mondays, so I'm happy to be back. I'm going to play Killer Instinct because I've got a lot of crap I was going to talk about, and you guys know I can just play Killer Instinct without thinking. So, let's dive in. This isn't really so much about the gameplay anymore at this point. I always think of it as kind of like a podcast, almost, where I play video games and talk to you guys. So, since it is Monday, I hope you're having a good Monday, but if you aren't, hopefully this will distract you from your Monday or give you something to watch after you got home from a rough day at work, school, whatever it is. And yeah, let's dive in. So I guess we might as well talk about stupid COVID. I honestly, for a while there, believed that I was truly immune. I had gone, since the pandemic started, I worked my job normally through the whole pandemic, going into people's houses. You know, people aren't truthful when they're sick at home. They're not going to tell you. They're like, come on over. So yeah, I assumed I would have gotten it a long time ago, and then Lady Cag got sick earlier this year while we were building the Shedcade, and I thought for sure I was going to get it because I'd already shared drinks with her. I had already shared food. She brought it home from a trip, and she was gone for like an entire week. So, you know, of course, I'm not going to not be around her after that. I said, let's just get this over with. I'll get COVID and be done with it. Never got COVID, nothing. So by that point, I'm like, I am 100% immune. Natural immunity somehow. I mean, I did take the vaccine, but I think by that point I should have gotten the booster, and I never did. And so I'm like, I'm on top of the world, you know? So, anyway. A couple months go by, and here I am. I ended up getting it. It wasn't that terrible. I know that a lot of people have had it way worse than I did. I had like a rough maybe 2-3 days. The worst part, ultimately now, has been just being bored. You know, you're not really supposed to go out. I'm sure I could, but there's not a lot for me to do right now either. So I only worked a couple days. Actually, I've only worked maybe 2 days since I got COVID. And those were pretty light days, which was good because I was actually really tired still. That first day I worked, or came back to work, I did 5 appointments that day, and I came home and went to sleep for like 9.5 hours after that. It was pretty sad. Sorry about the cough, and still got the cough. So anyway, I think the question now is, how did I get COVID? Very few people could probably tell you 100%, but I'm certain I know where I got it. Our friend had a delayed birthday party, and for some reason she wanted to go to I mean, it's a cool idea, like a 90s kind of club in San Antonio, downtown, and I'm hearing club, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do that, but I know there's no way I'm getting out of it. You know, Lady Cag's like, we have to go, it's for her birthday, and I'm like, yes, I know, but I don't want to go to a club. I don't do clubs. I've never gone to a club in my whole life. I'm not that kind of guy. So I complained the whole time on the way there. We get there, the line is ridiculously long to get in on a Saturday night at 9 o'clock. Who would have thought, right? On a Saturday night at 9 o'clock, if I'm not streaming, I'm usually sitting in the house watching a movie with Lady Cag, and we are going to go to bed in like 2 hours, you know? I'm not a big stay up late guy, so anyway. I did see online that the place had arcade games. I was like, well, that's cool. At least they have some stuff I might be interested in. After waiting in line like an hour, we get inside. I'm like, I can't move in that place because it was so packed. Not my style. I'm not a drinker. Let's go get drinks, they all say. So we go to the bar. I'm just standing there squished like, all right, is it our turn yet? Another 20 minutes waiting to get a drink at the bar. And then we luckily found like an area where there's a standing table, and it was away from all the crowd, which was great because I'm just not into that stuff. It's not my thing. And luckily it was right near the arcade, so I walk over and I see right away Mortal Kombat 4 marquee, and I'm like, oh my god, they have Mortal Kombat 4 here. I was so excited. My excitement was quickly ruined when I saw it was not only running an LCD, which I could have forgiven at that point, If it was Mortal Kombat 4, the arcade, and they had an LCD in it, whatever. I could have gotten by with that. But instead it was running some ridiculous emulation of Mortal Kombat 2 on a console that needed to load. You press start, it says loading, and then it goes to a menu, loading, and then it goes to launch the actual... Oh, hold on. Oh, he's not dead yet. The actual game. And it was so stupidly, like, janky and bad. It's like, whatever, I'll play MK2. But it loaded for 20 minutes, and finally I get to play. And I'm playing it, and I realize right away the buttons are mapped completely incorrectly. There were 3 block buttons on the player 1 side, or 3 buttons mapped to block. And I was like, seriously? Come on, man, you had to ruin an MK4 cabinet already by putting an LCD in it, which, again, I could have looked past it. The biggest problem I then had was the fact that it was not only emulation, but it was terrible emulation of MK2. They could have put in MAME, no problem. I'm pretty sure even the dumpy Raspberry Pi that was probably in that thing could have emulated Mortal Kombat 2 on MAME. And to make it worse, the buttons, it was unplayable. It was literally, if you just wanted to mash buttons and play, then you were good. It was just appalling how they had it set up. I knew that I was the only one there who has probably ever complained about it, but it was the truth. So I'm sure by this point, I'm hoping I remember to overlay video of this place. It was just silly. And then I find next to it, there is a Street Fighter. What was I trying to say? Star Wars. Street Fighter 2 cabinet. Right away, I noticed something wrong with this cabinet. I'll put the video up or picture or whatever I've got of it. But the very obvious issue was, how do you play Street Fighter with 4 buttons on each side? It's not possible. I couldn't even tell if it was running emulation. I know it was running emulation, probably. But I don't know if it was running like console or, you know, if it was actual arcade emulation. But still, I didn't even bother messing with it because you can't play the game with 4 buttons. It was like a... I hate to sound like the angriest nerd on the planet, but it was so stupid. And it was appalling to somebody who knows, you know, what these arcades should be. And what was good, at least, is all the games were on free play, probably because they didn't want to pay for a license to, you know, run a coin-operated arcade. It was just so weird. They even had games that were like... They actually had a good selection of games. And some of them were actually worth money. They had a Terminator 2 pinball machine. Thankfully, that was... Actually, that was not on free play, now that I think about it. And neither was the other pinball that was there. But so they paid for the licensing for those, and they did not, you know, even bother, I guess. Uh-oh. Oh, God, he's back. They didn't even bother, you know, you can't license... Oh, he killed me. Can I come back? No. Anyway, you can't license emulation games in the state of Texas, that's for sure. So that's why they didn't bother with that. But they also had a Outrun that was running the original arcade hardware. It was in decent shape. It was playable, at least. And I thought that was cool, but... man, I don't understand... I get having an MK4 cabinet, I get putting an LCD in it, I even get putting emulation into it, just so you could throw it in a club and it'll be fun. I don't agree with it because I love MK4 and I hated the fact that they butchered the cabinet. But why couldn't you put good emulation in it? It's just, that tiny detail drives me completely nuts, as you might be able to tell. And I made everyone in our party aware, and they all looked at me like I was nuts, of course. They weren't exactly arcade fans. They were like laughing at me like I was an insane person. But anyway, I know I got COVID from this stupid club because the air was so stuffy in there that I could not handle it. It was like 40 degrees outside. We were cold in line, but inside was like 90 degrees and steamy. Lady Cag was fanning herself the entire night, and she was still like sweaty. God, I can't nail this combo lately. And I'm just standing there, and I even made the joke. I was like, oh, this is Club COVID because it's tightly packed, no airflow. They didn't have a bathroom, by the way. I'll get to that in a minute. No airflow, no bathrooms, no separation, and I was standing there thinking, like, oh, this is where I'll probably get COVID. A couple days later, I come down with COVID, and yeah, that really kind of just ruined my life for a few weeks here now. I'm hoping to get back to normal soon. But yeah, they didn't have bathrooms inside. When we were outside in line, I was looking at the place like, why is there a trailer with bathrooms in it parked in the street of San Antonio? That's interesting. I thought maybe the city was doing it so drunks weren't peeing on the street or something, or tourists could just go to the bathroom without having to try to use a public bathroom in a business, because most places don't want you to ever use the bathroom. It turns out that was the club's bathrooms. Oh, of course, I nail this and it'll glitch right here. Yep. Dang it. Anyway, guys, so yeah, I was very disappointed to get COVID. The next day, we got home at like 1 in the morning. I didn't sleep for crap. The next day, I think JoJo came over from the Wicked Arcade to help me try to get the monitor I planned to use for MK4 up and running by doing a cap kit, a flyback, and he did all that stuff, and unfortunately, the stupid monitor still wouldn't turn on, so we're limited on time now because he needed to have he's going to have surgery, and we didn't know exactly when the surgery was going to be, so we just raised the white flag to Mike from Mike's Amateur Arcade Monitor Repair, or you may know him as your MK Arcade Source. I like to jokingly I've been calling him the Master of Raster around the house lately, just because it rhymes and it kind of works. Hold on. Yeah! Yeah, he came through. We messaged him, we're like, Mike, I can't fix this thing. He's like, don't worry, I've got a U5000 chassis, which is like the circuit boards of the monitor and the thing that basically make the tube work. And he's like, I will mail it to you right away. I paid him for the shipping. That was all he didn't ask me to buy the thing from him. He's like, just when you get it, mail me back your old broken one and I will fix it and keep it in my collection. I was like, man, you are the man. Like, I'm so lucky to have guys like JoJo and him that are willing to help, because I'm struggling to try to learn some of this stuff, but Mike's got a wealth of knowledge that is like unbelievable about these monitors. Like, I just marvel at his channel, and I always enjoy watching it, which has been really good because I've actually learned a few things just by watching it. Like, I can tell you things that are probably wrong with the monitor, I just don't know that I could fix those things. But I am getting a lot more, what do you want to, I guess the word is experience right now, because since I was sick and I did not want to get JoJo sick, when the chassis arrived, I waited a few days till I had energy, and I said, all right, I'm going to try to install this myself, which turned out to be really easy, but I sent them pictures and videos, and Mike and JoJo were like, yes, you got it right, now you can turn it on. As I'm doing that, though, I find a major problem with the tube, kind of the tube of the monitor I plan to use, and I messaged them and was like, hey, is this a problem? And they're like, yeah, that's a bit of an issue. You'll see it in the video of the Mortal Kombat 4 repair. I'll try to explain it now. So on a CRT, there's a convergence yoke, and I could be getting this terminology completely wrong, so don't get mad at me if I am. But it's this big old bundle of coils that are wrapped up that go around the neck of the monitor, or the neck tube, whatever, tube neck, whatever. And I believe that is what kind of keeps the picture in alignment. No way he let me do all that. Ah! Son of a bee. Never gonna get that ultra. I'm gonna do another playthrough probably, but so this thing sits there and it's normally stuck to it, or it can be adjusted, but it's normally pretty well stuck to it. Apparently, according to Mike thinks that somebody's probably dropped when it was a California Speed, dropped that cabinet on its back, and it just broke. I mean, it completely broke whatever mounted it to the actual neck, and it's just dangling there, essentially. And I guess JoJo didn't notice it, because it's probably not something that happens very often, but I sure as heck didn't notice it, and it kind of screwed me, because Mike sent me this beautifully redone U5000 chassis. He showed me pictures of it. He tested it before it went out. It looked amazing on his setup, but he was using a different tube. And it looks good on mine, but the picture when I turned it on initially just to test it, since that thing wasn't sitting right, was cocked to the side, it's small, and it looked kind of rainbowy. And if I remember, I'll put a screenshot or a picture I took of it on this video, just so you can see it. Uh-oh, hold on, this could go bad. Luckily, the fix is easy, as they say. Oh no. All I need to do, or at the time need to do, is grab that thing while it's on, mind you, is what they were telling me I could do. And I'm like, this sounds a little scary, I'll be honest, because ton of electricity going through that thing, and I'm grabbing it with my hands, trying to peek around the side to see if it's straight. But I grew a pair of testicles, and I said, I'm gonna try it. I moved it a tad, I hear a pop, and on the screen is nothing but like about a, you know, this big of a thing, a white line. I said, okay, turn that off, let's not try that again. I ended up trying it one more time, same thing happened, and after looking at it closer, again, I don't want to spoil the whole video, it looks like some piece of the coil was touching metal, and it was causing it to short, so I didn't want to ruin this thing, so I left it alone. Did the work while it was off, which meant I had to keep turning it off and on to check it. Finally got it right, but found there's still problems with that tube. It's going to be passable for now. I think I'm going to stick with it for now, but as soon as I can find another 25-inch monitor, if it's a complete monitor and everything's working, I'll just swap it for that. If it's one I can swap the chassis on and put the tube into the cabinet, I'm going to do that. No matter the amount of work I've done to it, I can't make it look really nice. And I think there's something wrong with the tube because if I turn the flyback brightness up, the screen goes oddly white out of it. Not like it's too bright. It looks like someone splattered white goo all over the screen, and it's not a nice uniform brightness. So something's going on. Mike did tell me it's possible the tube is damaged, or something inside the tube is damaged. I can't remember the word he used, so what are you gonna do? I got a $200 arcade cabinet. I didn't even expect to be able to use that monitor. I can't complain. I've put a couple hundred into it trying to get it going, but either way, that's where we are with the MK4. At this point, all I need to do now is essentially get some epoxy, because right now the convergence yoke thing that I was telling you about is sitting on the back of the tube in position where it needs to be, but it's only held in place literally by Gorilla Tape and some hot glue at the moment. I'm gonna get some epoxy it to the back of the tube and go with that. The epoxy is needed because it gets so hot back there that the hot glue would probably melt and the tape would eventually fall apart. So that's where I am with that. Ugh. It feels like I hope you guys are entertained by this information because it feels like I have a ton of it and none of it's very important at the moment. But essentially once I epoxy it, let it cure, I could bring the cabinet into the shedcade, put the monitor in it, put it all together, and it'll work. It'll at least get me by for a while. It's not gonna be... This monitor is beautiful in my opinion. This Killer Instinct... Uh-oh, my Mac... Hold on. Okay, yeah, it's still on. I think this thing's beautiful. It doesn't look as great on camera, but yeah, it's a very good looking monitor. Hopefully that line's going away. Okay, good. I wish it looked this good and this bright, but it just doesn't. At least I have a CRT and an MK4 cabinet, and I at least gained some knowledge, like I said, too. So, that'll be cool, and I promise you guys I will put the videos out soon on that. You'll probably see another MK4 video this week. Unfortunately not the finished one. It'll have to be another part in the saga of getting it working. But hopefully it'll be entertaining. And I have a little bit of a backlog of things I want to put out, so that'll work. Whew. Hey yo, I'm gonna get canceled, yeah. Oh, look at that. Go off. Nah, okay. That's pretty good though. Well, so I've got to learn my lesson to not brag about my Mondays. This is Sunday when I'm recording this. I'm hoping my Monday is going to be great. Not great, but hopefully it'll be good. It's going to get cold tomorrow. I only have a couple of jobs. One of them's a big one. But no one should be there bothering me. I should be able to just work alone. Maybe the customer will show up for a little bit and that'll be it. And then I can hopefully be home by about 1. And then I think that's when I'm going to try to epoxy the thing to the monitor. And I'm feeling pretty good now, so I'm not, worn out anymore. During most of the COVID infection, I was like dead tired. I mean, shockingly tired. I'm not someone who takes a nap ever. I mean, something's wrong with me if I take a nap. I wish I could take a nap, but I just can't. Even if I don't sleep well the night before. I got one of the hits. I just can't nap. So during COVID, I was taking at least an hour nap every day. It was so sad. And I hate that because I like to be busy. I mean, not with work necessarily, but I like to have things to do. Come out here, work on a video, go work on something in the garage, we're converting my old arcade room into a home gym right now, and we worked on that a little bit today, but hopefully tomorrow the TV mount will show up and we can mount the TV. I like to have things to do. I do not like sitting on the couch. In fact, I don't let myself sit on the couch for very long unless it's after 5 and I've accomplished something. It's not like I'm in great shape. You'd think I should be with how busy I am, but it's not, I just can't do it. I don't know why. I feel like a loser if I just sit around and do nothing. So that's the way it is, and having COVID about killed me just for that reason alone. Just not being able to do anything. Eventually I had to just accept it and kind of embrace it. I ate just about everything under the sun too while I had COVID. They gave me a steroid pack and I assumed that really upped my appetite. And I was worried I was going to be real fat when COVID was over, but I actually lost a couple pounds, which was good, so we'll see. My smell and taste is coming back, thankfully. That sucked. I was hungry, I was eating garbage, but I could hardly taste it. It was terrible. I was eating McDonald's, like, you know, Lady Cag started going downhill at some point when I had COVID. She kept testing, and she's like, I think I'm all right, but then she started feeling kind of crappy, the same way I did. Sore throat starting in the middle of the night, and then after that it was downhill. Now, she never actually got COVID or got, tested positive for COVID, and that's probably because she just had it like 8 months ago, and it was a very mild infection. I think now she's almost 100% back to normal. Oh. How you like that? I think we gotta do... Man, I almost got a perfect on that one. Oh, I almost forgot to mention it. Thank you guys for 15,000 subscribers. I kind of stopped paying attention to every little, 1,000 milestone once I passed 10,000, but now I'm at... God, I feel like I hit 10,000 not too long ago, too, but maybe it's been a while. Now I'm at 15,000. I actually hit 15,000 while in the club. I remember refreshing to, catch a screenshot of it, which I did. I don't know, I keep those, I guess the best reason to keep those for me is the date stamp on it, so I know, like, how quickly I'm moving with subscribers. But thank you guys very much for subscribing. I started this, it's been years now, but I never, ever assumed I could turn this into 15,000 of you subscribed to it, so that's really cool. I mean, the channel's evolved a little bit as the time has gone on. Ah, I want to get that air combo. Hey. But it's still basically the same thing. Oh, alright. You're dog food. I love that finisher. Just because each character has a different response to it. Doggo. Yeah, it's going to be nuts when I hit 20,000. I feel like 20,000 is a very weird milestone to me, but... yeah, I'm excited. So thanks, guys. Appreciate it. And if you're new, go ahead and add another subscription to it. I think as of the recording of this, I'm already at almost 1,501. Or 15,100. What am I saying? Who do I want to be? Oh, you know what? I'm going to try a little Jago. I've got to start getting better at Jago. There's a combo, specific combo or style of combo I've been watching people do online. It seems to be very effective. Something like that. Real short and simple. 2 hits, literally 2 medium punch, and then his medium punch ender. These combos are great, but when playing online, a long combo like that's not going to do me much good. Sorry, I'm just screwing around right now trying to... Let's see. Alright, let's try the Ultra. Oh, see, I always screw the Ultra up. I don't think I'm doing the half circle move properly, or maybe it's quarter circle. I guess on here it's kind of a quarter circle. I don't know how long I'll be able to go as him, but let's give it a shot. Truly shocked every time I come out here in a weird way that I have this cabinet. This is like truly a lifelong dream. I loved Mortal Kombat and all that. Never thought much of buying one at the time. But this game was just so special to me as a kid, and I was so stunned by it when I saw it that the idea of owning it just never even really entered my mind either, other than eventually it came up as like I wish I could one day. And I can't believe I finally made it happen, so that's cool. I don't think I would have made it happen without the channel, that's for sure. The guy who sold it to me, I think, met me through the channel, so he offered it to me privately. It wasn't up for sale, so that was very nice of him. And I don't think I could have gotten a better deal. I didn't have to do any work to it other than clean it and swap out the whole deck, you know, just replace all the art, buttons, and Lexan, but you know, you kind of have to do that with all old machines. I did that with Mortal Kombat 4 also, except for the art. The art was salvageable. Spoiler, by the way, that video's not out yet. Uh-oh. See, I'm not good with Jago. Although that combo saves the day, doesn't it? Uh-oh. I'm dead. Ah! Can I come back? Ah! That's alright. Screw Jago. Who needs Jago? And you know, it's funny, I keep saying like, oh, I'm shocked every time I come out and see I have a killer instinct. I should also say I'm also shocked every time I come out to a building in my backyard that has been built to house arcade games and a place for me to hang out. That's pretty nuts too. That's definitely something that wouldn't happen without the channel. So thank you guys, all 15,100 of you or whatever it may be at by now. Making dreams come true here. Hopefully inspiring you to do it yourself. This is an idea that I just cooked up one day. I think I was on a live stream probably. I was like, man, I need to have some way to have arcades in the house. And I was thinking, well, it's not going to happen in the house, other than the garage. And I didn't want to put one in the garage. And I had to temporarily, and it wasn't much fun. So I was like, how can I pull this off? And then something came to me, which was like, hey, just build something in your backyard, dummy. And that worked out. Almost a year moved into the shed already. And it's pretty awesome to just have my own little space in the backyard. Like, even if I suddenly lost interest in arcades and was like, I'm done with the YouTube stuff, I still have a 12 by 18 foot room back here, 216, I think it's what the math is, 216 square feet of space that I can just do what I want with, and that's really cool. Still want to do some upgrades. I want to put a deck on the back of the house, a small deck, just a little hangout spot, and have a little like bridge essentially that comes to the stairs of the shed, so I don't have to walk through the grass or step on the stepping stones I have. When it rains a lot, that area gets a little soggy and it's not that much fun. Ah, there we go. I've been trying to remember how to do that. All right, buddy. I just wanted to see the sparks. I knew it was probably screwed. Ah, there you go. Bait him into the combo breaker, too. Oh. Ah! Oh, crap. Now he's back. I was trying to set up the Ultra because I had the combo breaker, but I screwed it up. I backed off when I should have just kept going. Riptor. Boy, if I could ever get lucky enough to buy another arcade cabinet with a screen that looks this good, I would be thrilled. It seems like every arcade I buy has a bad CRT or a problem with the CRT. I mean, that's unfortunately going to be common unless you don't want to spend, or unless you want to spend a boatload of cash trying to get a good one. Because the people who've done the work know that you are bent over a barrel at that point, and they probably had to do the work to get it sell ready. Wow. But yeah, I think this could be the original monitor that's in it too, or either that or whoever Michael or Mel bought it from, which it sounds like, I think he told me he bought it from a company online, or a business or somebody on eBay who probably restored it from being in arcade days. He got it in early 2000s, so he's had it in his house since like 2004, I think. Alright, let's see, what kind of fatality should I do? Ice pick. We'll do that. Or not. I might get killed here. Oh, come on. I hit the wrong button. I like mixed up the two. I'm looking at the moves list on the bezel. Yep, I definitely mixed it up. Oh well. It's kind of funny. You can never see your wins with Glacius down there. Surprised they never thought of that somehow. Great combo. Love that combo. Took over half of his life. I thought it was awesome too, thank you. you just absorb all those. Come on. Excuse me. If you guys have the Killer Instinct arcade one up and you want to join a Discord, I'll try to remember to leave a link in the description. If I don't and you want to join it, comment and I'll put it in the comments. I got a lot to remember to put in this video. A little extra button pressage. Ah. He's scooting. Oh. I love this game. I mean, truly love this game, if you couldn't tell. I play this thing all the time, but I think it's just such a cool game. It sounds cheesy to say this, but I really think it's a beautiful game. The cabinet, the sound design, everything about it is just awesome. Honestly, I can't think of one thing I would change about it. It's like a perfect game, in my opinion. There's not something I'm like, God, Killer Instinct's so good, but if they'd just done this. Kind of how I feel about stuff like Breaking Bad. I think that's like a perfect TV show. I don't know. Maybe it's only stuff I like a lot that I think is perfect. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, man. I put some money down on a new mountain bike. Before I got sick. Actually, the day we went to the club, I did that. And man, that is tough to accept, those prices sometimes. But it's a piece of workout equipment that I actually really love to use. And my current mountain bike is falling apart. But yeah, I put down 10%. I'll let you do the math. $430. That's just 10%. But it's a carbon frame. It'll get used. It definitely will get used. I'm actually sad I haven't been able to ride. I love riding my mountain bike. I hate to call it mountain biking here because we really don't have mountains. I mean, we have Spider Mountain, but that's like a hill that's not very big either. You know, it's like 100 foot, a little over 100 foot of descending. I can't remember. Or maybe it's 300. Either way, it's not huge. I know that. It's no Angel Fire, let's say that. But I'm glad we have it. Can't wait to get my energy up to go back out and ride. Hopefully get my new bike soon. He's making this way too easy. Gonna send that back. Oh, no. Alright, let me try to do an ultra on him since I have so much life to spare. You're dead. Uh-oh. No! Oh, I hit him! I can't do anything else. Now I'm stuck. About broke the game, probably. Oh, I love these. This ending cinematic, which admittedly doesn't look great by today's standards, blew me away. Literally blew me away. I was like, there's a video on the screen and it's so cool and the music's so cool and oh man, I love this game so much. The SNES version just couldn't do it justice. At least not all this stuff. This is unbelievable to me. Rare is an awesome developer, or was at the, I don't know if they still are. I just played Donkey Kong Country and was blown away by how good that was too. Alright, he's out. Where is that, Antarctica? I never read these. Takes materials he needs to repair his ship. And he's out. He'll come back though, or his... I can't remember if Glacius in KI2 is the same Glacius or his brother, or I don't know. I don't pay attention to these things. Okay, you better still be recording. All right, we are 34 minutes in. Thanks, guys, for watching this. If you made it this far, I know. I don't know. I'm still kind of surprised people are willing to watch me play games, but at least I can throw a conversation in, a one-way conversation for you guys. I hope it brightened your Monday. I know personally when I come home after a crappy Monday, nothing is better than finding a nice long YouTube video and that is interesting. So hopefully this was interesting, but a nice long YouTube video. Like for example, what I'm gonna do after I finish this is not only sit down and edit this and upload it, but while I'm uploading it, I'm gonna sit down and watch Your MK Arcade Source's new video of him getting his WWF WrestleMania cabinet ready for his new arcade. And I love that kind of stuff. It's like probably 30 plus minutes long like this video. I'll just sit back with a nice drink and I will just zone out and watch this. I don't know why. It's relaxing to me, and nothing is better than that after a crappy day to me than I'm gonna put my headphones in. Lady Cag, you can be near me. I of course enjoy her company tremendously, but just sit there, you watch your show on TV, I'm gonna watch this and relax, and after that, I'll be recharged and ready. So hopefully this video does that for some of you guys. If it does, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments. Let me know how disgusted you were by that Mortal Kombat 4 cabinet and that Street Fighter with 4 buttons each. I know I was disgusted. I almost wished I could have gone into that place and be like, hey, can I donate my time to come put proper emulation in this cabinet for you? You just pay for the PC and the parts. I will do it all for free because this is disgusting. But anyway, they probably would have looked at me like I'm crazy, and I know I am a little nuts. So there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope it brightened your Monday. I'll see you guys on the next video. Hopefully this week you'll be seeing a video updating you about the Mortal Kombat 4, my Mortal Kombat 4 cabinet that's hopefully going to be complete soon. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.